Yo, what's going on, fam? Today, things just got explosive in the rap world. 50 Cent isn't holding back anymore, and Fabolous is in the crosshairs. He straight up blasted Fabolous, claiming, and I quote, "no hit songs left." That's not just a diss, that's a statement that's shaking Harlem and the streets alike. And the reactions? Man, they've been wild. People all over Harlem are talking, fans are reacting, and the rap community is losing it. This isn't just another back and forth between two big names. 50 Cent has been strategic, deliberate, and ruthless in how he's handled this situation, and now Fabolous is forced to respond. Every line, every freestyle, every move is under the microscope, and the streets are watching, judging, and reacting in real time. You don't just see this type of drama every day. This is classic Harlem rap tension, bringing the energy of the streets directly to your screens. We're about to break down everything, the diss, the context, the reactions, and what it all means for both 50 Cent and Fabolous moving forward. From past battles to strategic shots fired, every detail matters, because in the rap game, timing, reputation, and credibility are everything. So buckle up, hit that like button, and stay tuned, because what 50 Cent just dropped isn't just a diss. It's a power move that could redefine Fabolous' standing in Harlem and the hip-hop world. As the dust settled from 50 Cent's explosive comments, the streets of Harlem and the online rap community went into overdrive. Fans couldn't stop talking about the sheer audacity of 50 Cent's claim that Fabolous has no hit songs left. It wasn't just a casual jab, it was a strategic strike aimed at undermining Fabolous' legacy in the rap game. The tension was palpable, and everyone in the scene knew this wasn't just a freestyle diss, it was a power move with consequences. To understand why this is such a big deal, we need to break down the history between these two icons. Fabolous has long been a respected figure in Harlem and the wider hip-hop community, with a career spanning decades and countless hits that once dominated the charts. But 50 Cent's statement challenges that reputation directly, forcing fans and industry insiders alike to reevaluate Fabolous' relevance today. In a world where credibility and street respect matter just as much as chart numbers, such a statement carries enormous weight. Reactions started flooding social media immediately. Clips of 50 Cent's comments were shared across Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter, each one dissected frame by frame. Fans debated whether this was an exaggeration or if 50 Cent had a point. Discussions were heated. Some agreed, arguing that Fabolous hadn't delivered a mainstream hit in years, while others defended him, pointing to his influence and consistency in the streets and mixtape scene. Every comment section became a battleground for opinions, reflecting the intensity of Harlem's rap culture. The timing of 50 Cent's move also raised eyebrows. Dropping such a statement now, right before the year-end wrap-ups and recap videos, maximizes the impact. It ensures that the conversation stays relevant and trending. Industry insiders speculated that this was a calculated effort by 50 Cent to dominate the narrative, reminding everyone that he still holds influence and knows exactly how to command attention. Fabolous, of course, wasn't going to sit quietly. Within hours, there were signs he was preparing a response. Clips of him freestyling in studios started circulating, with fans interpreting lyrics as direct counters to 50 Cent's claims. The streets reacted instantly. Harlem's community, along with hip-hop forums and comment sections, were buzzing with speculation about what Fabolous would drop next. Would it be a single, a freestyle, or a social media clapback? No one knew for sure, but anticipation reached fever pitch. Part of what makes this clash so compelling is the history of indirect jabs and past encounters between the two artists. While they've rarely had a full-blown public beef, there have been subtle moments over the years, interviews, lyrics, and even social media posts that hinted at competition and underlying tension. 50 Cent's latest statement doesn't just revive old rivalries, it brings them into the spotlight with undeniable clarity, making it impossible for fans to ignore. Another layer to consider is how this feud plays into the larger Harlem rap scene. Both artists have legacies connected to the streets, local culture, and younger rappers who look up to them. Every move they make is watched closely, and every lyric or public statement can shift the balance of influence. When 50 Cent publicly undermines Fabolous, he's not just targeting a peer, he's sending a message to the entire scene about who's commanding attention and respect in Harlem. Fans also started drawing connections between this diss and past collaborations. Some pointed out that Fabolous' old features with other Harlem legends were being contrasted against 50 Cent's ability to stay relevant across mainstream and street audiences. These comparisons fueled debates about who truly has the upper hand in terms of influence, money, and cultural impact. The discourse wasn't just casual, it became analytical, with fans piecing together evidence from years of music, interviews, and social media posts. Meanwhile, social media trends amplified the drama. Hashtags like hashtag 50 Cent vs. Fabolous, hashtag Harlem Rap, and hashtag No Hit Songs Left began trending, attracting casual fans, influencers, and content creators. Reaction videos started popping up across YouTube, TikTok compilations circulated rapidly, and debates flared on Instagram Lives. This digital engagement ensured that the conversation wasn't limited to Harlem alone. Fans worldwide were now invested in this narrative. As the reactions piled up, it became clear that the stakes were higher than a simple clapback. This was about legacy, reputation, and dominance. 50 Cent's career has been defined by his ability to dominate public perception, and by making such a bold statement about Fabolous, he reminded everyone of his skill in shaping narratives. Fabolous, in turn, faced the challenge of defending not just his catalog, but his credibility and street respect. The tension also sparked discussions about the future trajectory of both artists. Some fans speculated that this beef could lead to new music from both sides, perhaps even a direct diss track exchange. Others wondered if there might be a collaboration turned rivalry angle, where the drama fuels marketing, streams, and media attention. Whatever the outcome, the streets, social media, and music industry were paying close attention. By the end of this first part, the situation had escalated beyond a single statement. 50 Cent's words had set off a chain reaction, reactions from fans, speculation from insiders, and a brewing response from Fabolous. What started as a bold statement about no hit songs left had grown into a multi-layered Harlem rap story, blending history, reputation, and influence. Leaving fans hungry for more, what will Fabolous do next? Will he respond immediately or take a strategic pause? How will Harlem react, and what ripple effects will this have on the larger rap scene? The stage is set, the players are ready, and the streets are watching. Fabolous reaction, the community fallout, and the strategic implications of this clash, taking the story to a whole new level. As the echoes of 50 Cent's bold statement reverberated through Harlem and across social media, the focus shifted to Fabolous. Fans, street commentators, and content creators were all waiting for one thing: his reaction. Would he let the claim slide, or would he strike back with force? The tension was palpable, and the streets weren't just watching, they were actively judging, speculating, and debating every possible outcome. Fabolous didn't waste time. Within hours, snippets of him freestyling in a studio surfaced online. Every bar, every subtle emphasis in his voice, and every reference in his lyrics was dissected by fans. Comments flooded in. Some speculated that certain lines were direct counters to 50 Cent's claim that he had no hit songs left, while others analyzed the delivery, tone, and choice of words for hidden meanings and threats. It was more than a freestyle. It was a message, a warning, and a demonstration of skill all at once. The streets of Harlem, as well as forums and social media platforms, were abuzz. The discussion wasn't limited to casual fans. It reached hip-hop analysts, DJs, and local influencers who offered their breakdowns of every lyric and gesture. People debated whether Fabolous' response was enough to defend his legacy or if 50 Cent had already shifted public perception. Memes, reaction videos, and analytical threads multiplied rapidly, turning a single comment into a full-blown cultural conversation. Strategically, Fabolous' approach was fascinating. Instead of responding with immediate aggression, he focused on subtle, calculated bars, leaving the audience to interpret whether he was addressing 50 Cent directly or making a broader statement about his relevance and skill. This measured approach demonstrated an understanding of public perception and the power of letting your art speak rather than engaging in shallow online back and forth. Meanwhile, 50 Cent didn't back down. Observers noted that his social media activity remained intense, with reposts, likes, and cryptic comments that seemed to signal continued dominance. This wasn't just a war of words, it was a battle of narrative control. 50 Cent understood that in Harlem rap, and in hip-hop at large, perception often matters more than reality. By controlling the conversation, he ensured that every move Fabolous made would be scrutinized through the lens of his initial bold claim. The tension extended beyond just the artists themselves. Harlem's community, including younger rappers, street commentators, and die-hard fans, became active participants in the story. Discussions over who had the upper hand, who could respond more effectively, and who was losing relevance dominated social media. You could see the streets reacting in real time, with live commentary, fan polls, and video reactions becoming part of the unfolding drama. Adding to the complexity, insiders hinted at potential collaborations and conflicts involving mutual friends and associates of both artists. These side players weren't directly involved in the beef yet, but their history and influence could tip the balance in one direction or another. Every move was analyzed not just for lyrical content, but for strategic implications, creating a multi-layered chess game that went far beyond a simple rap clash. Fabolous fans were particularly vocal, defending his decades-long career and highlighting his consistency in both music and mixtape culture. Many argued that the streets respect Fabolous not just for hits, but for his longevity, influence, and authenticity. This was a key point. 50 Cent attacked chart success, but Fabolous' core fanbase valued credibility, hustle, and the respect he commanded in Harlem. The debate split audiences into factions, intensifying engagement across all platforms. As discussions continued, some analysts pointed out that this feud was reviving interest in both artists' catalogs. Streams of old tracks, collaborations, and even lesser-known freestyles saw a sudden spike. This is a classic pattern in hip-hop feuds. Controversy drives attention, and attention drives streams and revenue. By igniting this fire, 50 Cent had inadvertently, or perhaps intentionally, generated a wave of engagement benefiting both himself and Fabolous. The narrative also explored the psychological aspect of the feud. 50 Cent's public confidence, assertive statements, and social media strategy created pressure on Fabolous to respond in a way that satisfied both fans and the streets. Meanwhile, Fabolous had to navigate defending his legacy without overreacting or losing credibility, a delicate balance that could determine how this story unfolds in Harlem and the broader hip-hop community. The story expanded beyond Harlem. Rap fans from across the country, and even internationally, joined the conversation. Clips of Fabolous freestyles went viral on TikTok, while YouTube reaction videos dissected every nuance of the exchange. Fans weren't just spectators. They were analysts, critics, and commentators, contributing to a dialogue that blurred the lines between artist and audience. Adding another layer, insiders hinted at potential behind-the-scenes tensions with other Harlem artists. Could this spark further collaborations or conflicts? Would Eliza Fabolous weigh in publicly or stay silent? These questions fueled even more engagement, with fans speculating endlessly about who might take sides or who could escalate the feud. By the end of this part, the stakes were clear. This was more than a diss or a freestyle exchange. It had become a full-blown cultural moment, blending street credibility, fan engagement, and media attention. Harlem was watching, social media was buzzing, and the rap world was taking note. 50 Cent's bold move and Fabolous' strategic responses set the stage for the next chapter, where actions, collaborations, and further lyrical exchanges would determine the ultimate outcome of this Harlem rap saga. The story at this point leaves everyone asking, will Fabolous drop a major single in response? Will 50 Cent push the narrative further? And how will Harlem, the streets, and the fans react next? Revealing not just the reactions of fans and insiders, but also the unexpected twists that could redefine the beef entirely. The streets of Harlem and social media were still buzzing from Fabolous' initial freestyles and 50 Cent's bold statements. But the drama was far from over. Now, we move into the final, explosive chapter of this saga, where reactions, consequences, and strategic plays collide. After Fabolous dropped his subtle, but calculated freestyles, fans expected a quick escalation. Clips went viral instantly, and reaction videos flooded YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. Every bar he delivered was analyzed for hidden references to 50 Cent, with fans dissecting the delivery, tone, and wordplay. Some claimed that certain lines were a direct expose on 50 Cent's recent moves, while others interpreted them as general boasts of longevity and street credibility. Either way, Fabolous made sure his presence and influence were undeniable, refusing to be silenced by 50 Cent's attack. 50 Cent, on the other hand, wasn't about to let Fabolous regain ground. He took to social media, dropping cryptic posts, reposting fan reactions, and even teasing the streets with clips of his own rehearsals. Every move was deliberate, demonstrating a mastery of narrative control. By controlling the conversation, 50 Cent ensured that the audience was constantly engaged, weighing every reaction from Fabolous and dissecting it alongside his own statements. The Harlem community, as always, played a massive role. Local influencers, DJs, and fans were reacting in real time, often uploading commentary from block parties, live events, and neighborhood hangouts. The energy was electric. Conversations didn't just revolve around who had hit songs or who was more relevant. They touched on credibility, influence, and who truly runs Harlem's streets and culture. Memes, polls, and reaction compilations spread like wildfire, giving every angle of the feud global visibility. Analysts and insiders began weighing in too. Some argued that Fabolous' subtle strategy was smart, not overreacting preserves credibility, while others believed he needed a more aggressive response to maintain relevance against 50 Cent's calculated attack. The tension wasn't just musical, it was strategic. Every line, post, and gesture carried potential consequences for career longevity, reputation, and influence in Harlem's hierarchy. The feud also started attracting attention beyond Harlem. Fans from across the country joined in, sharing clips, debating lyric interpretations, and dissecting past collaborations and disses. Platforms like TikTok and YouTube Shorts became hotspots for quick reactions, breakdowns, and viral memes. Suddenly, what started as a local Harlem issue had transformed into a national conversation in the hip-hop community, with fans everywhere weighing in. As the days progressed, Fabolous released a more direct response in the form of a freestyle video, clearly addressing 50 Cent's "No Hit Songs Left" claim. The delivery was sharp, confident, and unmistakably personal. Lines referencing 50 Cent's legacy, his moves in the industry, and even past collaborations with other artists made it clear Fabolous wasn't backing down. The freestyle became an instant talking point, trending across social media platforms and dominating hip-hop discussion forums. The streets of Harlem reacted passionately. Local radio shows played clips, street DJs added commentary, and fans on the block debated bar by bar. Every verse was parsed for meaning, and every subtle punchline was celebrated or criticized depending on who was listening. The intensity of engagement reached a fever pitch, proving that this beef wasn't just about music. It was about pride, influence, and the street's perception of power. Meanwhile, 50 Cent maintained his dominance by strategically releasing behind-the-scenes commentary, teasing future moves, and even engaging indirectly with Fabolous' response through subtle social media posts. By doing this, he kept the conversation alive and ensured that the feud remained the center of attention, controlling the narrative while letting Fabolous react publicly. By midweek, analysts started comparing this feud to some of the most legendary clashes in hip-hop history. The combination of strategic lyricism, social media warfare, and street-level reactions mirrored classic rivalries, but with a modern twist fueled by virality, global reach, and multimedia engagement. Fans were not just consuming content, they were actively participating in shaping the story, making this feud a real-time cultural phenomenon. The escalation reached its peak when both artists appeared in different live streams simultaneously, with fans tuning in to catch reactions, subtle digs, and statements. Even casual listeners who weren't previously invested started following the narrative, contributing to trending hashtags and fueling online debates. By now, the feud had evolved into a multi-dimensional spectacle, combining music, street credibility, media strategy, and fan engagement. It's clear that the real winner isn't just determined by bars or streams, but by influence, perception, and narrative control. 50 Cent's initial bold claim disrupted the balance, but Fabolous' measured response ensured that his legacy and street respect remained intact. Both artists successfully drew attention, commanded discussion, and showcased the enduring power of Harlem's rap scene. Looking at the final implications, the feud elevated both their visibility, reinvigorated interest in past hits, and created massive engagement across platforms. It wasn't merely about proving who had more hits, it was about dominance, respect, and cultural relevance in the streets and online communities alike. Every social media post, every freestyle, and every fan reaction contributed to a story bigger than either artist alone. By the end of this final chapter, the Harlem streets were alive with discussion, debate, and speculation. Fans were asking, who ultimately holds the upper hand? How will this feud impact their careers moving forward? And what future moves will we see from both sides? The saga concludes here for now, but in true hip-hop fashion, the story remains alive in the streets, on social media, and in the hearts of fans, ready for the next move. Yo, fam! If you're vibing with all the chaos, drama, and street-level reactions we just broke down, you already know this isn't the end. It's only the beginning. 50 Cent dropped a bomb, Fabolous fired back, and the streets of Harlem are going absolutely crazy. And now it's your turn to join the conversation. Hit that like button if you think Fabolous held his ground, or drop a comment if you feel 50 Cent is still running the narrative. Don't just scroll past, your opinions matter, and the streets want to hear what you've got to say. Share your thoughts on who came out stronger, which bars hit hardest, and who you think has the upper hand in Harlem right now. Make sure you subscribe and turn on the bell notifications, because this saga is far from over. Every new freestyle, every reaction, and every street perspective will be dropping right here, and you don't want to miss a single moment. We're covering every angle, every bar, and every reaction, keeping you locked in on the drama that the mainstream media doesn't always show. And hey, share this video with your crew, your friends, or anyone who lives for real Harlem rap drama. Let them see what's happening in real time. The conversation is bigger than just 50 Cent and Fabolous. It's about the streets, the culture, and the power moves that define the rap game. So, hit like, comment, subscribe, and stay tuned, because the next chapter in this epic clash is coming, and trust me, you don't want to be the last to know.